94.3 The X, Front Range Alternative. And she's in the studio just a couple minutes early. It's Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, Marla Mitchell. Now you're nodding your head like, okay, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Oh, you're very funny. Good morning. Yes, we're in a little bit early today.
Because I had a scheduling conflict because I'm an idiot, but
no worries.
So it just happened that way. But that just means you don't have to wait until 8 o'clock to call in.
Not at all. Or to find out about what's going on if it's your birthday today.
Yeah. If it's your birthday today, what does that mean, Marla?
If it's your birthday today, in numerology, it's a personal year 5. Now, 5 personal year is fun. I had one of those last year. It's a year of change, of freedom, of new experiences. It also means that you learn from your mistakes. So be very aware of your actions because you probably will make some mistakes and then you'll learn from them, either good or bad. The change that can happen in this year can be major change, or it can be a bunch of little changes that all add up to just changing who you are for the year.
Okay.
It's also a great year for just learning to be spontaneous and flexible. If you have a plan, just know that your plans will change, because anytime I had anything set, whether it was airline or travel or meetings, it got changed at the last minute. And I just learned to be really flexible last year and really spontaneous. So this teaches you to just go with the flow and stay in the moment. So enjoy your 5-year.
Awesome. Well, and especially like with astrology mixed into that. Oh, yeah. With, I don't know, everyone pronounces it differently. Uranus.
Yeah.
Okay. The professionals say it Uranus.
Yeah. Or some people call it Uranus, but that doesn't sound very nice.
I know. I grew up calling it that, and then.
Well, so did I. Yeah.
But Uranus, stuff's going on with that, right? That's what I've heard.
There's some stuff going on. There's Pluto involved right now. Right now we have Jupiter, of course, in Virgo. But Uranus is about almost like a 5 in numerology. It's spontaneous, and when it hits you, man, it really blows your world apart.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I've been told. I had I haven't met with her in a while, but I have an astrologer who I used to work with her husband, and she told me for my personal chart that I have something going on with Uranus for like the next year or so, or like 2 years or what. This was like a year ago, where like anything can happen, and certainly random things just kept happening. And Uranus is all about change.
Yeah. Huge change. And you just can't plan anything around it. And you've got to be open to whatever comes your way.
Yeah. You just have to embrace it.
Yeah. It's also about technology and higher vibrations and new inspiration. So it can actually be a very inspiring time in your life.
Right.
Because it creates all this new thought. So it's really good. It's a good planet. It's just...
Yeah.
It can really rock your world.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. That is for sure. Yeah. So give us a call if you want to know your spirit animal, or whatever.
Ask me a question about ghost, about if you're going to get a job, if you're going to, or just anything you want, about health, anything. Ask me a question, and I'll be happy to tune in.
Awesome. Let's see. You were let me give the phone number out first. 1-800 sidetracked. 1-800-595-2943 is how you can talk to Marla. 1-800-595-2943. Before I play another song, you were telling me about last week we were talking a little bit about ghosts, and you had an encounter with a ghost. You and your mom did. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we were, I used to do house cleansings, which is where if there is a ghost or a spirit in the house, I would go and smudge and do what I do to communicate with the ghost and then ask the ghost to leave. Well, my mom, she had a friend who passed, and they were in charge of being the executor of their estate. And so she asked me to come over to the house because things were happening there, and they were trying to clean it out, and there was some resistance there. So I went to the house with her, and the lady's name was Evelyn. And So I went there and I was smudging the house. And as I got over to the chandelier, now the chandelier was turned off. Let me remind you. And I stood under the chandelier and it started flickering.
Oh my gosh.
With the switch off. I'm not kidding you. And I started smudging it and I go, Mom, get in here. And she looks, she goes, and you know, she is a very, she has to see it to believe it. You know, she's a very religious, you know, and she looks at that and goes, oh my word. She's in her 70s, right? And she saw this and she goes, what is that? I'm going, that is Evelyn's husband, because Evelyn had always said her husband had been haunting her or bothering her, and she just couldn't get a good night's sleep.
Weird.
So I felt that Evelyn had left, but her husband, what was his name? Harold or something like that. I felt a male spirit leave through the chandelier as I smudged.
Wow.
And so I just told him, go be with Evelyn. She's not here anymore. And so he did. He left and he flickered the chandelier several times. And then you could just feel the place felt so much lighter.
Wow.
And so much more clear and clean. And within a week, the place sold too, because it wasn't selling very fast.
Right.
The house. People, you can tell people just don't like energy in a house. And you want to smudge it before you sell it.
Yeah, smudge it before you sell it.
Just in case, yes.
Yeah, I actually bought a smudge stick or smudge wand, and I haven't used it yet, but like I was telling you last week, my apartment is totally haunted.
Yeah.
And I still feel that presence there. It lightened up after we talked about it on the air, so maybe my energy kind of changed and the guy was like, okay, well, maybe I'll leave.
Or maybe he's just, like you said, he's looking for the male that used to live there.
Yeah.
And the male's not coming back. So
right. So he's finally kind of starting to
let go. Yeah. He can move on.
But on Wednesday morning, it was strong. I swear. It was like I was telling you, I felt him like in my room.
Wow.
And that's what woke me up. You know, I think he was angry. Like he was like, okay, get out now and bring back my whoever lived here before, the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm gonna smudge the place. You know what? Okay, so I was gonna play a song, but people are
we have a call.
calling.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
So we're gonna take a call on the air. 1 second, let me get this ready. 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Hey, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. What's your question for Marla?
I have never talked to a psychic, so I'm super excited to talk to Marla.
Hi, good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. I was just wondering, I know last year was kind of a hard year for me, but this year, it's just a good year, and I was just seeing how my friends were doing, and just how good of this year is going to be.
Okay, Jessica. Just a couple things that I can check for you. Would you just give me your birth month and the birth day? I don't need the year.
It's June of 27th.
June 27th? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so we are going into, so that's a 15 or 6. Okay, so we're going into a 9-year universally. So when I add that to your birth month and day, I come up with you're going into a 6 year. So starting now, because your birthday is June, you're going to start feeling 6 energy. You're still finishing your 5, which I just talked about, a 5 year, which is being flexible, spontaneous, things changing. In a 6 year is reinvent yourself. And it's a great year to lose weight. It's a great year to change bad habits. It's a great year to take on a responsibility that you really care about. It's also a year where people may want more from you, but you don't have to take it on if you don't want to. So it's really about using really good boundaries and knowing yourself from the inside out. I'm flipping a couple cards here. Let me just see if I get anything else for you this year that's coming up. Oh, great. You have, there's some stuff in your past that you can let go of. It's called the sorrow card. So it can be grief or sorrow or sadness, but it's about letting go of the past. Don't live in doubt or fear. We tend to, as humans, we tend to go to the what ifs. What if that happens? What if this happens? And that's living in the future. And the future hasn't happened yet. And most of the time, those what ifs never do happen, do they?
Nope.
They don't. We just worry for nothing. And we waste our energy. And so let go of the fears of the future. You have a new opportunity sitting on you right now. Now, this card comes up every week.
It really does.
It does. It's the pregnancy card. Now, the pregnancy card can mean that, yes, you are getting pregnant or you are pregnant, or it can also mean that you have something new coming within 9 months or less that you are going to give birth to, like a new job or a new opportunity or something that is really important to you that will change your life, like giving birth. And this is going to involve a change, a major change for you, because I got the decision card. And so you will have a decision to make. It feels like around spring, March, April, there's a major choice that you're going to make, and this will involve something new or exciting for you. It could be job opportunities, it could be financial, but it does feel very, very positive. So keep holding that good attitude, because you're right, this is going to be a really good year for you, but it may be a little difficult when you have to make that choice. But just what I tell people to do is, when you have a decision to make, ask yourself this question: if I wasn't afraid, if I wasn't anxious or afraid or worried about this, this, and this, what people think, what could happen, if I wasn't afraid, what would I do? Mm-hmm. And when you ask yourself that question and you get your emotions out of it, the answer lies underneath. And oftentimes people say, well, heck, I would do this, sure, if I wasn't scared or if I wasn't worried about that. If you get an I don't know, if you ask yourself that question and you go, I still don't know, then you need to wait, because you need more information, okay?
Okay.
So ask yourself, there's a question, does this make sense? Do you know that something's coming up?
It does. It does. Like I said, this is my first time, but this is like the best experience.
Oh, cool.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica. Have a great day.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks, you guys.
Yep. Bye. It's 94.3 The X, and Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, Marla Mitchell, is in the studio. And we're going to take some more calls. 94.3 The X, who's this?
This is Shadow.
Hey.
Shadow? Is that what you said your name was, Shadow?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Cool.
Okay. What's your question?
I've been into astrology for quite a long time now. I'm only 22. I'm kind of lost with life right now. I'm raising my 13-year-old brother, and I don't really have a sense of direction, and I'm kind of bored and wondering, like, if my life is still going to be as stale or not. A little bit of excitement, kind of.
Okay, you're wondering if your life is going to be as what or not? What'd you say?
As stale?
As stale. Yeah. Oh, you mean stuck in a rut kind of feeling?
Yeah, I feel kind of stagnant. Like, I've had him for a year, and nothing seems to be going right.
Okay.
I just don't seem to be moving forward. We're just stuck in a rut.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, like, what I might be able to do.
Well, you know what, Shadow, one card that came up, guess what? You're going to get pregnant. No. I'm just kidding.
It did come up again, but it's in a different place in the spread. So let me explain what's coming up for you in the next, it feels like between now and May. And so first I have to coach you on your expectations. A lot of people, not a lot of people, most of us, we have something in our mind that this is going to work out like this, this, and this, X, Y, Z, and it's going to flow just like that. And what happens is when we set ourselves up for expectations, we always get disappointed, because there's an old phrase, have a plan and hear God laugh, right? So you need to not have expectations. Now, that doesn't mean you can't set a goal. You can set a goal all you want, but you need to set it and then let go of it and let Spirit figure out how it's going to come into place. You can't control it, okay?
All right.
There's a leap of faith being asked of you, which means that you're going to need to jump off a cliff in a way and just trust Spirit more and let things happen the way they're supposed to. I'm sure the circumstances behind your having to take care of your little brother are not pleasant, or, I don't know them and you don't have to tell me, but
yeah, they're not ideal. But
yeah, you didn't sign up for the easy, okay? Yeah. But you're doing a wonderful thing, and you need to know that what you're doing is very, very important, taking care of another soul's well-being and happiness, and I commend you for that, and you need to just give yourself some credit for just the amount of responsibility you have taken on, okay? And so There is a decision coming for you. It's a minor one, but it's not anything huge. It is tied with the pregnancy card again. So this is about within 9 months or less. Again, you have something coming, like either a new job or a new way to bring in some extra money for you. Are you in a relationship?
I am.
Are you going to ask her to marry? Oh, should I ask this on the air? She's listening.
Do it.
Are you going to ask her to marry you?
I've been thinking about it. She's my really good friend.
Yeah.
I've known her for about 9 years, and only about a year and a half ago, I finally, started thinking about her romantically.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of planning that. We talk about it a lot, actually. I'm really open with that. But just part of me seems like I really miss my best friend. And ever since we got in a relationship, everything changed, which I expected it to be quite honest.
Right.
But I feel like I need that best friend more than I need a relationship now. And I'm not entirely sure how to, go about that or, talk to her about that, because I do like her and I do love her.
Right.
That's not even deniable.
Okay, can I interrupt and ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes, when you go from best friends to lovers, it can change, but I also believe that it can be enriched, meaning the best friend can still be there once you guys get past how long has it been since you, not to get too personal, how long has it been since you switched from best friends to lovers?
About a year and 2 months.
Okay. All right. There might be something, because the card I show is that you're going to be making a decision around love, and it feels positive, like you will go for this, but that doesn't mean that's based on today, right? So anytime you go to a psychic, you need to remember they're giving you information based on today, and so
based on your energy,
right, and based on free will, and so your free will can change things in the future. But at this point, it looks like you're heading that direction, or you will make a choice. Now, if I look at her a little bit. There are some things going on with her. She's not real happy in her life, or there's something going on, and that might be some of the issues with the friendship. Is she not real happy in her job, or?
She doesn't have a whole lot of friends.
Okay.
She works at Walmart, so I don't understand how happy she could be working
Right. Well, nothing against Walmart. Right. I don't want to get in trouble there.
No.
But so what you could do is maybe encourage her, if she's willing to, maybe this is about her getting a new job or her feeling better about herself, because it feels like you're carrying the load in the relationship.
Mm.
Like the son and her, and that's not fun. So she needs to work on herself a bit and work on her self-esteem. And maybe you guys could decide if you want to get engaged, but then hold off on the marriage until everything is until she's more in a better place herself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay? But it's going to be fun. You're doing a really great thing. Keep doing what you're doing, because it's hard and it's not easy raising a 13-year-old little brother, and that is something to be commendable. So way to go.
Yeah, good job, Shadow.
Yeah.
I also had a second question, if there's time for that.
Well, we have other callers.
Yeah, we do have other callers.
I'm sorry.
But if you want to, you can call in next week, though. Marla's going to be here again next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shadow. It's 94.3 The X. One more call, and then we have to take a commercial break. 94.3 The X, who's this?
Kay.
Hey, Kay, what's your question?
I was wondering if Marla was doing cold readings today.
Yeah, I just did one.
I can't. I'm in Indiana, so I'm not on the radio.
Okay. All right. No worries, Kay. All right, let me see what I get here. You're in Indiana. Wow, cool. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, similar. And if I pull that pregnancy card again, I'm going to just laugh my head off. Here we go. No, I didn't pull it yet. Nope, not yet. Okay. So similar to what I was coaching Shadow on, we all have a tendency to have things fall into place the way we want. We have expectations. And what we're learning down here is to let go of those and to live in the moment, go with the flow, and just trust that Spirit will bring us what we need. Sure, we need to tune in and ask for what we want and visualize it, but we have to trust that Spirit will bring it to us, especially if we take the steps in the day-to-day life to make it happen as well. You have Wheel of Fortune sitting right on you, so this is a lucky period for you. My coaching more is for you to speak your truth more, have better boundaries. You need to stand up for yourself. So you maybe have a tendency to be a people pleaser or going along with what other people want you to do. And I want you to be more, just be more strong with, this is what feels right for me and this is what I'm going to do. And it's not selfish as long as you're not hurting anybody intentionally, right? Selfishness is digging in your heels and being, like a brat and just saying, no, I'm not going to do it because blah, blah, blah. But self-love is when you tune into your heart and say, this really feels right for me and I need to do this. And you do it in a way that is kind. And so I'm telling you to put up boundaries, say no more, and I want you to pay attention. You do have some messages coming through from Spirit, and you have something that you're going to be creating this year. Feels to be more after the first part of the year, like there's something new coming in. It could be a love relationship that gets stronger or that comes in, but it's more about just you creating a new version of you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
And Marla Mitchell is in the studio with me, Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic. She's been in a little bit early. Usually she comes on at this time, but she's been in since 7:30 this morning. Tell me about...
Hello.
Hello. Tell me about like an interesting, weird, crazy, whatever experience you've had in your work as a medium.
I've had so many, and I do this work and I believe it, but when I get a hit like that, or when I talk to a ghost or a spirit or help somebody through something, it floors me every time. And there's one that was really interesting, was a gal came to me several years ago, and her brother had died in a small plane crash. And investigators never knew what caused the crash. They had ideas, but they weren't sure. And so I said, well, don't tell me what they are, because I like to do it cold.
Yeah.
So I was working on her, and as I'm working on her, I kept, her brother came in and we were talking, and I was giving her information via her brother to her it was very profound, because only she would know what those things meant. Right. But the most important thing that came through is the whole time I worked on her, I kept smelling gasoline.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going, this may be out on a limb here, but I'm smelling gasoline. I go, I'm thinking there was a gas leak with that small plane or something like that.
Yeah.
And she sat up from the table and she goes, well, that's what they thought might have happened. They thought maybe there was something with the gas tank or something that would have caused an explosion for the plane to go down.
Wow.
And so that, even though she couldn't do anything with that, like go back to the police or anything, but it was, in her mind, in my mind, it validated that it was a gas leak, because I smelled gasoline like I was pumping gas. It was that strong.
So it just kind of provided some closure for her.
She wanted to know how he died, and because at one point one of the investigators said it was pilot error, and she didn't believe that her brother had caused the crash, because there were other people in the wreck. So there was a lot of stuff going on, but the gasoline was huge, and that brought her peace. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So have you ever had other experiences where you smell things while you're doing readings?
I have had clients call me. One client, his mom died in like February, and they've been clients of mine since the beginning. And he called and he said, I was out. My mom died the other day, and I'm getting ready to fly back east to go to the funeral. And I was out walking in the field. They had a property with horses, and he goes, and my son was with me, and I kid you not, I started smelling lilacs in the dead of winter. And he goes, and my son smelled it too. We both started smelling lilacs. Yeah. He goes, and that was my mom's favorite flower. Oh. And we're looking around going, where are the lilacs? Because you could just smell them. I go, that's your mom. Loved ones will give you a familiar scent. My dad always smells like Old Spice. Okay, so when I smell Old Spice, I'm going, hi, Dad. But they can put out a scent for you, a perfume, a flower. They can have a song come on the radio that reminds you of them. There can be all kinds of things with their name appearing all of a sudden, or it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's funny. I bet my mom's listening right now, and I know exactly if she's listening, I know what she's thinking right now. She had an incident. So my grandpa, her dad, was in a nursing home. He's since passed away, but he was in this one nursing home in Fort Collins. And there was no one out. We were visiting one day and no one out in the hallway. And all of a sudden she just smells this really strong perfume. And it was the same perfume that her mom used to wear. And her mom had passed away several years before that. And she just got goosebumps. She's like, oh my God, my mom's here. And so that's
here
funny.
To help with Dad.
Yeah. Now my mom's probably crying if she's listening.
Hello, Mom. I know who she is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, gosh. If you guys have a story like that you want to share on the air, that would be great. Of loved ones getting in touch with you. The number's 1-800-595-2943. That's 1-800-595-2943.
We'll just keep repeating it until you call, because I know you'll call. You want to.
I have another one. A gal came to me. Her husband had died a few years before. And she just wanted to know if he was okay. Because most people want to know. I just want to know that they're on the other side, that they're not down here stuck, and that they made it to heaven. And so I was tuning in, and for me, I work with my eyes closed, and I saw a gentleman, and they always make me laugh because I don't see them clearly, but I often see what they wear, or if they have distinguishing marks like a large nose or a dimple in the chin. And this gentleman came in, and all I could see was an old man wearing boxer shorts. And they had hearts on them.
Oh my goodness.
So I go, okay, there's this man and he's wearing boxer shorts that have hearts on them. And she starts giggling. She goes, well, he had his favorite pair of boxers that he would never take off, and he was wearing them when he died, and they were heart boxers.
Oh.
And so that made her laugh. And then I go, well, okay, now he's doing something else. I go, he's playing the tuba. And she... And she just about fell out of her chair. She goes, that was my maiden name. Tuba. I guess it's a German name.
Okay.
And that was for her. Then she started bawling because it's like, for her, that was it.
Yeah.
He always made fun of her name being Tuba, you know.
Aww.
And so he was playing a tuba in his boxer shorts, and she knew that he was okay.
Oh. That's precious.
I got all kinds of strange stories like that.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you want a medium reading, I might be able to do it on the air. Sometimes I need more time for that, and you can come see me at my office, which is, you can get in touch with me through marlamitchell.com on my website. If you want to call in today, it's 1-800-595-2943 for a spirit animal, a cold reading.
Yeah, spirit animals have been really popular. Not today so much, but a lot of people calling in saying, what's my spirit animal? We've had, mine's a beaver.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a lot of
We had
wolves
a gal last week that had a bat.
Yeah.
She called in during the commercial, and and I thought she was going to be upset, but she said, no, I love bats.
They're so cute. Well, and the bat spirit animal is a really interesting one.
Yeah.
I know I had a bat pop up when I was going through a lot of change.
Right.
And that's what it pretty much represents.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you see the bat, you just have to embrace that change because it's coming.
It's the end of an old way and the beginning of something new. You need to not resist it, because that phrase, that which you resist persists. So if you're resisting something, it's going to keep being there in your face until you let it go and accept it, and then things will just start breaking free for you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
So another question, Molly, what do you want to ask me about?
I don't know. You want to play a song? No one's calling.
No one's calling.
It's 1-800-595-2943. Give us a call. You can talk to Marla yourself. 1-800-595-2943. Give us a call.
Yeah.
1-800-595-2943. Someone's calling.
There's
finally.
a call.
Here we go. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Hi, this is Tara.
Hey, Tara. What's your question?
I would be happy to hear anything that she would like. I mean, what's my spirit animal? Do I have any family coming through? Anything.
Okay, you do have a spirit animal. It came in fairly quick. It's a fox. Okay, it's a cute little fox. And while Mollie's looking that up for you, just to give you a brief description, I'm going to tune in and see. You said you have some people on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I get anything that's coming through. And it's Tara or Tara? Tara?
Tara.
Tara. Okay. Initially, I'm feeling a gentleman coming through. Now, he's very distinctive as far as he's showing that he has glasses on. So this is a person. Now, of course, most elderly people do wear glasses of some sort, but these were dark-rimmed glasses. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Dark-rimmed. And he does feel to be older. I don't get ages, but I can tell if they're older, as in grayish hair, or someone younger. And I also feel more of a quiet-spoken, soft, gentle person, more of a serious side. And there's something about he's wearing, it's a button-down plaid shirt. And I don't know if he wore a lot of those. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have a first name for me so I might be able to ask if that's him?
Barney.
Barney. Hi, Barney. Okay, let me see if he comes through more. Oh, interesting. He gives me a big smile, and I also feel like there's something going on with his teeth. So if Barney had some issue with his teeth, I feel like he either had a cap on one of his teeth, or he's showing me something unique about his smile with his teeth. Does this make sense?
He had dentures, and he was losing them all the time.
Okay. Okay.
And my grandma, he would put them in napkins, and my grandmother actually threw several away.
Okay. She threw his teeth away?
Because he had a habit of putting them in napkins, and,
Oh, my gosh. I also feel like part of what his nature is a very good-spirited, he liked to laugh type of person. So even if he had teeth or not, he did enjoy a good joke, or he enjoyed laughing. I also feel that there is a small animal up there with him. I feel like it's a dog. It feels more canine-like. Not a large one, but more on the medium to the small side, kind of a brown or tan color. Does this make sense?
Yeah, they had quite a few little dogs over there.
Okay. There's definitely one with them. This one had floppy ears, not pointy ears, and it had a fluffy tail. I want to say it's more on the medium size. I'm not real good with dog breeds, but he does definitely have at least a favorite up there with him. Now, I believe that all animals go to the other side with us, and doesn't mean all the other animals aren't there. It's just the one that's showing up now for him. Okay? Okay, and Mollie may have the fox thing for you. Let's see.
Yes. Okay, so when the fox appears in your life as a spirit animal, it encourages action and quick, swift moves. You may be called to take action in a way that shows your adaptability and ability to move quickly through obstacles and resistance. Being inspired by the fox, you can work at developing the sharpness of your mental skills, analytical intelligence, power of deduction, observation can come into play more powerfully in how you deal with daily matters or bigger projects. And it also may imply that you are sharpening your physical alertness and responsiveness. It's pretty vague, but does that kind of
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay.
So I guess your spirit animal can change from time to time?
Yes, we're born with a spirit guide. If you want to say like human form spirit guide, like what we like to imagine. And then we're also born with an animal that is with us for life, just like the spirit guide. They can change or be added to, meaning depending on what's going on in your life, you can get a new animal to accompany the one that you've already had. The fox feels to be fairly new. I'm not... Okay, I am seeing the one that you were born with. That one is a whale. I hope you like whales. I love whales. I want a whale. Okay. So you have a whale that you were born with, and then you have the fox as something new. Mollie's looking up the whale right now.
Let's see, whale.
I don't know if it's... I haven't had that one very often, but...
So it the whale spirit animal symbolizes it's the wisdom holder, physical and emotional healing, keeper of history, importance of family and community, emotional rebirth, peaceful strength, and communication.
There you go. So you've got a whale and a fox, okay?
Fascinating. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you
Awesome.
very much,
Thank
Tara.
Bye.
Bye. It's 94.3 The X. We'll take another call, and then we got to take a quick commercial break. 94.3 The X, who's this?
Shanna.
Hey, Shanna, what's your question?
I'm just seeing if you get anything from my grandfather.
Your grandfather. Okay, do you have a first name for me?
Charles.
Charles. Okay, let me see if I pick up something. I'm instantly feeling a gentleman that he's making a big deal about wearing a hat. There's something. Now, let me just remind you, if for anyone that calls in and I'm doing medium work, oftentimes the person we want to come in doesn't come in right away. So I'm just saying that as a caveat. If this is him, I'm seeing someone with a hat that they wear on their head, but it doesn't feel, does that make sense?
Yeah.
A hat, okay, because I want to make sure. He doesn't feel really old. And we've got an echo going on here, but he's got a hat on, and I feel oftentimes when they show me a hat, the hat can also be kind of a mysterious kind of thing where they're not really divulging too much to me, or they may have been more secretive in life. Okay? I do feel he worked with his hands. His hands feel kind of like they're not soft like a computer person, you know, an indoor worker, tech person. He feels more like an outdoor person. His hands are...
He's always working with his hands.
Okay. And I also feel there was something distinctive about his nose. I don't know if he had a larger nose or a very pointy nose, but he's pointing it, or he broke his nose. There's something about his nose. That makes sense.
I'm sure he broke his nose at once.
So it might have had a little crooked thing in it, but he's just pointing it out. Now, keep in mind, when we pass, he's just showing me what he looked like that you would remember. What I believe, and this is my belief, that when we pass, we choose to go back to the age where we looked our best, where we were the happiest, the fittest, the most, healthy looking. So he doesn't look that way. So that's why when people pass, and maybe if they're not walking or they have a disability, they're not that way up in heaven. They're healthy and they're whole and they're beautiful and yeah. Okay?
Good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. It's 94.3 The X. We got to take a quick commercial break. But first, that's interesting that, when you pass, you go back to that time when you looked and...
You get to choose what you want to look like.
That's awesome. I like that.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I feel my dog's presence a lot. I haven't in a while, but there was one time when I could definitely kind of just based on his energy, he went back to the first, he was when he was a year or two old, so he was in really great shape,
right?
And,
they have energy, they're feisty, they can do whatever they want. That's what we do. We go back to a time where we felt our fittest.
Awesome. All right, we're going to take that commercial break. We'll come back with some more calls. Marla Mitchell, Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, is in the studio on 94.3 The X. If you want to give us a call, it's 1-800-595-2943. You can also check out her website, marlamitchell.com. It's 94.3 The X. Marla Mitchell, Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic, has been in the studio with me since 7:30. She's here for just a few more minutes, and we had a call over the break. Very interesting.
I wish it had been on the air.
Yeah. I wish, because it was great.
I'm not going to say her name because she didn't give us permission, but this lady called in. She wanted to know her spirit animal, which was a walrus. We hadn't had a walrus before. So
a very big blubbery
walrus. But it's all about affection and love and hugs and things like that.
Yeah.
And then she asked me to tune in, and I saw a woman behind her that felt to be similar in age or very close, and it was her sister. And her sister had passed, and her sister had dark hair, and I was seeing all of that. And then I also saw a little boy. And she said, yeah, my sister died when her son was very, very young. And so I kept picking up that there was something important, that the little boy either had some insecurity issues or something was going on. And so hopefully she'll call back next week. She's going to check with the husband of her sister and find out if there is anything going on with that little boy who's now in first grade. But we're real grateful that she called in. Sorry it wasn't on the air, because it was a very awesome reading.
Probably the best reading today.
It was pretty cool. This sister came in very strong.
Wow.
Yeah. She just wanted to, communicate with her sister, and it was good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, someone's calling. We will take that call right now. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
Angie.
Angie.
Hey,
Hi,
Angie. What's your question?
Okay, so I have this friend. His name is Rod, who has been like an amazing and great friend. I love him, but we've been crossing lines, and so kind of had to do a separation. And I'm just wondering if you think we are going to be able to recover.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I like to do, most of my regular clients love this. It's called the teeter-totter. And so I put two people on a teeter-totter. My guides taught me how to do this, and I kind of watch the relationship. And so I've got you on the left, Angie, and Rod, is that his name? Is on the right. Now, at this moment, he's seated on it with you, but he is not looking at you. Now, you are looking at him. Your end is very heavy. You feel to be carrying the burden of this breakup or this, whatever this is. It feels like you're carrying the guilt, and I don't want you to carry the guilt, because he is responsible for his part, okay? He's not at this moment interested in reconciling. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean it's permanent, but I do feel he's looking elsewhere. He's very hurt, he's angry, and he's like wanting to wallow in it. So let him go and wallow, let him go lick his wounds. People need time to heal, and there's nothing that you can do or say to bring him back. The best thing for you to do is to just take care of you, send him love energetically through prayer or just thinking of him. And the chances of him coming back, I'm going to flip just a couple cards. I like to give a percentage if I can. Let's see. It honestly, it's like a 50-50. I wish I could say 80-20, but it's like a 50-50. There's some stuff going on with him that he's not willing to address. And maybe that's what happened. You crossed a line, or you pointed something out, and then he bolted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did point something out.
Okay, and he bolted. So until he's ready to face it, admit it, and own it, because often we all have our stuff, but there's a certain time in life where we're ready to deal with it. He's not ready to deal with it yet. So it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself.
I know that.
Okay.
I don't. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. That was another interesting
call. That was very good. I just didn't see him coming around anytime soon.
That sucks.
Well, and maybe it's a good thing, because if he's not in a healthy place, then she needs to move on.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be with someone that vibrates at the same energy you do, and that matches your energy. And if she's always trying to fix or give advice or help him, that's not a very balanced relationship.
Right. Yeah. It isn't. Yeah. It isn't.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Oh, any calls? 1-800-595-2943. You've got just a few minutes left. Or not. It's 8:30 already.
Yeah, it is 8:30, but you know what? We can take this one last call.
Okay.
Someone's calling 94.3 The X. Who's this?
My name is Vanna.
Vanna. What's your question?
I don't really know.
You just wanted to call in and talk. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just do a real quick cold reading for you. And it's Vanna, V-A-N-A?
No, Diana, D-I-A-N-A.
Okay. She pulled
the pregnancy card.
Our favorite card this morning.
Comes up all the time. So, as I said before, the pregnancy card can mean pregnancy if you're wanting to be pregnant or get pregnant. Oftentimes, it means new job, new opportunity. It's coming up right now in the current position, which means you have a brand new opportunity sitting right on top of you that you are giving birth to. Okay? Dreams are coming true, so you are manifesting like crazy something very positive. Wheel of Fortune's in here. We do have, it's very important that things are going to fall into place fairly quickly for you, and you need to just make sure you take care of yourself during this change. It's almost as if the opportunity that is presenting itself, you don't believe it or you don't trust it, and you would rather go to the secure side. But I'm trying to push you more towards take the risk, take the leap of faith, let your fear go. And I talked about this earlier. Whenever you have a decision to make or something you want to do, take your fear out of the equation. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not real. Your mind makes it so. Take your fear out of it and ask yourself, if I wasn't afraid or anxious or worried, would I do this? If you get a yes, that's your spirit telling you to do it. If you get a I don't know, then you need to wait. Okay?
Okay.
But there's something sitting on top of you, and you need to go towards that direction. Does this make sense? Not yet. Okay. It's coming because the pregnancy card shows that you are like pregnant and about to give birth to it. So be patient. It's coming. You'll know it before the end of the year. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Diana.
Thank you.
It's 94.3 The X, and we are out of time today, but she's going to be on next week, next Wednesday at 8. Marla Mitchell, Northern Colorado's most gifted psychic. Before we go, any workshops?
It's full. So at the moment, I don't have anything coming up until November, and we'll talk about that next week.
Okay, perfect. You can all the audio from the show is going to be online at thexfrontrange.com, probably even sooner at Marla